I'm convinced we're the most cursed team in professional sports.
You guys are bad.
I've been saying this hot take for a long time, and I'm sticking to it. My hot take is that Will McDonald's going to hit 15 sacks.
No member of the New York Jets Week 1 offensive line will miss a game all year.
Ladies and gentlemen, it's time! So get ready to rumble!
Well, hello, and welcome in to Chaos in the Zone. Without chaos in the zone. He ought to be joining me shortly, folks. He is so incredibly dedicated. Not only did he wake up early, cover our boy Green Bean, his live stream. As you guys probably saw, he powerhoused that. He left directly from there. He traveled into the mountains with his old lady, their dogs, having a hell of a time in the mountains. And he said to himself, not only am I going to do that, not only am I going to cover my boy Green Bean, not only am I going to entertain my woman, I am also going to come and give you guys a show at some point. Sorry. He's popping in and out, folks. Again, he is in the mountains. I'm trying to give him a minute to get situated. Chat freaking cooking. I know some of you, and I know you want to spit some takes. You want to talk some ball. Just know with his internet connection, I don't know how long I'm going to have him. So be prepared to stand up and speak those takes. You know what? Without further ado, I see him stabilizing in front of my eyes. See what he has to say.
It is possible I solved the problem. You tell me. How do I sound?
Perfect.
All right. It turns out there was another network that we just needed to find, and that there was a password. There's a guide here in this place that we're staying. There was like my wife found it. She's going through this little notepad, and it turns out there was another network with a password. And when we went into that one, voila, here we are.
Dude, you're crystal clear, not only audio, but crystal clear video as you down that Mountain Dew that you probably scooped up off of the mountain yourself, right?
We figured we're going to be up in the mountains. I better get some Mountain Dew. Daniel Murphy knows what I'm talking about. Right, Daniel?
He does, man. Just different mountains entirely.
No.
You know what? I want to shout this out right away. member for 1 month, Charles Gorman, just used his membership milestone, and all he wanted to say was, "What is up, Jeremy and Dane?"
What's going up, Charles Gorman? What's going on? Indianapolis Colts fan, Charles Gorman. Not going well since they got Sauce Gardner on their team. Apparently, he brought some of that Jets cancer with him.
You know what? Do you think he took the Jets curse with him? Or do we
It
just
feels
share it
that
now?
way, doesn't it? It feels that way. Dallas, in the beginning had a couple of good games, and then the curse set in. Q opened his mouth. He started complaining about the players around him in New York. He brought in the karma by opening up his mouth, pretending on Thanksgiving that he didn't have good players around him. Like, what the hell? Slap JJ in the face. Slap Bruce Phillips in the face. And what happens to you? Boom. Blah, blah, blah. It all comes crumbling down. Because you talked like a Jet, and then you brought in the Jet karma, and down the Cowboys went. And Sauce Gardner went there. He said something about our defensive coordinator when he was fired, saying there's more than meets the eye, whatever. He opened up his mouth. But what's going on there? Down. Look, I mean, there's some guys, man, just losing follows them around,
I do know a guy that I don't think can stake claim to that. Charles Gorman, though, appreciate you, brother. What is up, man? A whole lot,
Love him,
man.
love him, love him,
Lo-
love him.
Love him as well, man. Love the. You know what? I wonder how many Charles Gormans are out there for him to choose 5188. Was there 5,187 that he couldn't get his hands on?
I don't know, man.
You know what? I do want to say though, again, membership milestone chat for 1 month. Charles has been with us. Jake chimes in, and mind you, we've only had memberships for 2 months. Okay.
Wait. I got it. May 1st, 1988. Maybe that's what his number means. May 1st, 1988.
It might, which would make him slightly older than me. If that's the case, Charles, let us know. Jake doubles down. He says, I saw your 1 month, Charles. Watch this. 2 months. My message is, what is up, Jeremy and Dane?
What a great use of that message.
Facts. Jake flexing the longevity a bit. I love that. I love that.
What is up?
May
What is up?
1st. May 1st is a solid guess. I see Murph down there in the chat. Jesus, Jerry, Jake, Charles, we spoke about. I also saw Greg Rollo. I saw Chris B. I saw Johnny Boy down there chopping it up. Jeremy, talk to us, man. I kind of tipped them off. I said everything you had going on today. Just want to give you a chance to kind of unload your initial take on Jets at Saints.
Yeah, look, to me, the important thing is getting the L, right? I mean, we moved up to number 4. We're not getting the 1. It's the Giants just suck. The New York Giants are just not going to give up that 1 pick because they're just terrible. It's possible we'll move up another spot, maybe even 2. I don't know. It's the Raiders and the Giants, man. I think the Raiders have a chance to lose the game against Kansas City because Kansas City seems to be completely packing it in. So anything could happen. So that would be nice because the Raiders are probably the biggest threat. But I don't care that we lost at the end. We fell apart and it looked sucky. I really don't care. Jet fans, they can never be happy. Like, it's like amazing how they'll always complain about something. We want to lose. We want to lose. We want to tank. They better lose. If they win, I'm going to be so pissed. And then when they lose, why did they lose? Why aren't they prepared? Why aren't they playing good? It's like, holy cow. They benched everyone. They put everyone on the IR. They shut this team down. Garrett Wilson, he's not hurt. I mean, what are we really talking about here? Brady Cook is starting. Do you think every other quarterback on this roster, not that they're good, but Tyrod Taylor, Justin Fields, they're fine. This is nonsense. This is how you don't tell the players to play bad and purposely lose. right? Because you can't do that. Because if it gets out, the league will punish you. You can't tell the players to play bad. So what do? You shut down a bunch of good players at anytime you have an excuse to shut someone down, and you throw in an undrafted free agent quarterback who's terrible, right? And then you lose. And we played competitive for almost 3 quarters or whatever, because the defense actually responded, whatever, to firing of Wilkes. But you got a guy that's not an NFL quarterback out there, and he isn't. And I know people wanted him to be good, and everyone had this fantasy that he was going to be good, but he's not. He's terrible. He's not rosterable, and that's why no team in the NFL drafted him.
Wait, he didn't get drafted, Jeremy?
And we said it about 100 times. Yeah, believe it or not, 32 teams, 7 rounds of drafting, nobody took him. Nobody. They were picking guys at 200, the 233rd pick, and no team, when they were making those picks, said, "Let's bring in this guy, Brady Cook."
Nobody. 57 whatever picks. Nobody.
Nobody took him.
Yeah, and honestly, I hate to say it, but guess what? It kind of looked like it, Jeremy. What do you think?
Yeah, I mean, he's terrible. He's terrible. He's not a rosterable quarterback. I mean, maybe he'll develop into a backup, but why are people so obsessed with that? He might be good. Give him time. Give him time for what? To be a backup quarterback? That's where we are. That's how pathetically desperate and ridiculous we've become. That we're sitting here, this guy who did not get drafted, undrafted free agent quarterback, and we're sitting here obsessed with him. That he's going to be good, and maybe he'll be good. What is wrong with this fan base? What's wrong with us? Like, can we we're going to have to go out and we're going to have to draft a quarterback, or we're going to have to sign one. But you're not, it's like, yeah, I wish we could just sign a free agent who out of college who wasn't drafted, and he could step in and be Tony Romo or Kurt Warner. But guess what? He's not. Because he's just not.
Agreed. And you kind of teased it. Let me just rip the Band-Aid off. I mean, we can chop it up about the game, and we will a little more, but I just want to ask you your thoughts. Chop. Ask you your thoughts on this, brother. The Jets climbing high, baby.
Look at that. Number 4. I think Cleveland is going to go with Shedeur Sanders as their quarterback. I don't know if they're taking a quarterback. So Vegas is taking a quarterback. People think the Giants might now because of that stupid horse mouth Coward Hurley or whatever the hell his name is. Like that lunatic. The Giants are not going to give up on Dart so fast. They traded up to get him in the first round. Someone said, what if they fire everyone? What if the GM gets fired? New regime. I guess it's possible, but I just don't see them not giving him another year. Like he had some good games, bad games. He's a rookie. I just don't see them not giving him. Neighbors got hurt. Scatterbo got hurt. They're depleted offense. They look like they're doing what we're doing. They're not trying. They're going to shelve everybody they can shelve. So, yeah, I just don't. I think the only team ahead of us right now that's going to take a quarterback is the Las Vegas. Vegas. The Raiders are definitely taking a quarterback. There's no question about it. So we have to hope they beat the Chiefs. In that last game of the year, the Chiefs packed it in. I mean, they're bench. They're sitting everybody. They just lost to the Titans. We have to hope that the Raiders are stupid enough to win that game. I'm not worried about us. We got New England and Buffalo. Both teams are going to be playing hard because they're both going to have something to play for. We're not going to win those games. So we're good. We're going to lose both games. It's just a matter of, is the Raiders going to lose a game?
Agreed. Couldn't have said it better myself. You're right about the Giants, man. I don't know. Like you said, somebody mentioned, what if they clean house? I think that was me earlier, and I was honestly just playing devil's advocate, because I do think if they clean house, how do you not just take a quarterback in round 2 or 3 to pair with Dart? Why would you give up a bounty of picks and throw away the 25th pick in last year's draft in the process, mind you, to take what? The best of a class that's prior to the best class. Like, I don't know, man. I don't know. I don't see it happening. I see them, if it is a new regime, coming in, taking a dart throw, no pun intended, maybe an Aller, whatever, throwing him with dart, taking a year to let the dust settle, taking a bounty of picks, even, then going at that next class with authority rather than just, oh, let me take Mendoza and pass up on everything I just mentioned.
Yeah. The funny thing is everybody is so convinced that Mendoza is going to be the first quarterback off the board. That's what's funny to me. Like, I have no idea who the first quarterback off the board is going to be. And the playoff this year is still going,
Yes.
right? It's still going. Dante Moore had a great game. Ty Simpson played okay. They got some big games coming up. They're both still in it. They're still alive. We're going to see Mendoza. So we're going to see these three quarterbacks playing more this year. We haven't hit the combines. We haven't hit the Senior Bowl if anybody shows up there. The personal workouts, the interviews, all of that stuff hasn't happened yet. We have seen things change. We have seen the picture change so dramatically from December to April in the past that we really don't know. We don't know what's going to happen and how these quarterbacks are going to shift in position. If Mendoza comes out and has a crappy game and Dante Moore the Oregon Ducks just sweep through and just win the championship, and Dante Moore dominates the whole way through and has great games, watch how fast he's going to be the number one quarterback that everybody's talking about.
Hey, you, sir, are preaching to the choir, and I love it. I am not sold on Mendoza being either first or the guy for us. You know what? But guess what? I don't have to choose on December 21st. A lot of you guys chose, I think, on Thanksgiving, and there are many people who I consider as Mendoza stans who will not have a simple shred of positivity to throw Dante Moore's way. And it's insane to me because I don't even think they've seen him play. I think they just want to suppress that so it can look like the Jets have one choice. When has it ever been that easy for us, gang? There's going to be two choices, or we're not going to be in reach of the one guy there is to choose from. So I'm just preparing you now. Dante Moore, if he declares, is going to be a choice, and he's going to be a realistic choice. So just, hey, man, at least watch him, okay? Maybe don't watch him against JMU, even though he had 5 touchdowns. He threw a couple bad balls. I want to see him Texas Tech. Wait till you see that January 1st at noon. Tune in. Wait, maybe don't choose on Thanksgiving. Maybe you wait and let the cards fall where they may, or whatever that saying is. But you know what? Okay, we talked about Brady Cook. We talked overall about the game. Thoughts on the defense in the absence of Steve Wilkes?
They played harder. The tackling was better. I can't confirm this, but I assume that I assume they made adjustments that went back to make Sherwood comfortable. I don't think Sherwood just magically suddenly played like his best games from last year, and I don't think that's by accident. I think that when the experts, because I'm not an expert when it comes to that, looking at that and like how many times did they play the nickel and what little adjustments did they make? Tom C and Frankie, and there's a bunch of guys that look at these little technical things and they could come in and tell us, from what they observed, there were these adjustments. Sabo can do it. Joe Blewett. There's all these guys out there that really know that kind of stuff. That's their department as far as really looking at the film and analyzing that stuff. But I'm not going to be surprised if we find out there was some differences in our scheme and the way we were playing and the way we were and that it was catering more to what Sherwood obviously was accustomed to. And, when that's your mic, when that's the guy with the sticker, you need to do that, right? So it's kind of like, that's why Wilkes got fired. Like, if you can't figure that out, if the quarterback of your defense is just not comfortable, then you got to make the adjustments you need. So it'd be interesting to confirm that there were some adjustments made to make Sherwood comfortable again. But I also noticed that there was a lot of support in the tackling. Somebody would get there, and finally there was a second guy now. Suddenly we're gang tackling and everybody's going to the ball. It just felt a little different to me.
I
Now the
did too.
talent's not there. The talent's not
Yeah.
there. I want to make that clear. There's you got the Clark brothers. You got these two guys, the Clark. It's hysterical. It's like the movie The Replacements, right? They're not even NFL players, so it's like freaking comedy. But they were playing hard.
I do say I think the front seven played better than the back.
Oh yeah.
I did. I think we did see palpable, tangible evidence of a little bit of more vigor with the front seven. Eventually, man, it was like bend but don't break, and eventually we broke. Okay, the
When you
back
keep
end, I will
yeah.
say, dude, atrocious, man.
When you
Olave
keep
and Jawan Johnson just had their way with us.
Well, football is complementary, and if your offense is gonna keep giving them the ball back, and you're not scoring points, and they're gonna have a million opportunities, they're constantly getting the ball back. We see it happen to good defenses all over the NFL. This is nothing new. Even when we were the top 5 defense in the NFL, the games where we just kept going 1, 2, 3 and out, 1, 2, 3 and out, eventually we broke. And that's not just the Jets. That's all of football. You got to have complementary football. If your offense is going 1, 2, 3 and out, or just not holding the ball long enough, and you're constantly giving the ball back, turnovers, or however it is to the other team, eventually your defense is going to snap. And that's what we saw happen. And we didn't mind it because we needed to lose this game, and it was getting a little scary for a second there.
It was. But yeah, talk quarterback. We talked new DC. What the hell is his name? Help me out. New DC.
Brown, right? Or is it
No,
Brown? Jackson?
no. Allen. I don't know.
I'm doing last name. Last name. I thought it was Jackson or Brown. Or I
we
thought it
talked
was.
that. You know what, chat? You know what, chat? That's where you help out, man. Who is the new DC?
I don't
We
know.
talked
Who's
that.
that guy?
Yes, that new guy.
He was the pass coordinator, defensive pass coordinator. Like he specialized in defending the passing game, which is really funny because if you look at the Jets and how we defended the pass this year, it's kind of humorous that we think this guy might step up and get the job next year because the worst part of our defense was the pass defense. Well, maybe not. Maybe not.
I don't know, man. I don't even know that was on the table for me. Like for me, it was just like, hey, step up, show off a little bit.
Harris.
Thank you.
His last name was Harris.
Chris
I just
Harris.
came to Chris Harris.
Yes. It's a lot of S's. Okay. We talked about him. We talked about everything just about, except what I do want to ask you about is like the skill position and the O-line. We talked about Cook. What about the rest of the offense?
I got to look at the film for the offensive line. I mean, I know Greg is saying they played like turd, but I don't know what he's referring to because like the sacks were safety sacks. Like it was like, you know what I mean? It was secondary guys coming in. One was a linebacker, but a lot of them, they were coming in as blitzes. They weren't the guys lining up against our offensive linemen. And that's a scheme thing, right? They like when those guys came in, I saw Jeremy Rucker completely miss a block. I mean, we saw that. On one of them, he just, it was a fruitless blocking attempt. And there were some where Brady Cook was just holding the ball too long. We saw times where the pocket was fine and he just held on to the ball too long. He couldn't find anybody. Now, I don't know if it could be that nobody was open or it could be that it's Brady Cook. Like, we don't know. That's why you have to watch film. But the offensive line could have been bad because you and me were very busy, right? When we're doing that game reaction, we're very busy. You saw what that's like for me in Green Bean. It's very hard to pay attention to individual players and things like that and to see what's really going on in that sense. So I would have to watch the film. I didn't get the impression they were matadors. Like, I think that's a misunderstanding of football. I think that was like when I saw guys running right through, that was blitzes that had nothing to do with our offensive line. Like that was not their guy to pick up. That the running back, the tight end, those were guys that other people have to pick up. You only have a certain amount of guys in the offensive line, and you're defending the defensive line. So when you start blocking and some guy comes in through, that might not be on the offensive line. I have to watch the film. Now, Greg could be right. Maybe he watched the film. I don't know. But it's very hard to believe. From what we saw, it didn't feel like that. It didn't feel like the edges and the tackles were getting through. It felt like they were blitzing and we weren't picking up the blitzes. That's what it felt like to me.
And you know what? Like a veteran quarterback could oftentimes check out of that or adjust protection pre-snap. But you said Cook was drafted when again?
He wasn't drafted. He was undrafted.
Okay, all right. Just making that clear.
People went up to
'Cause,
the podium in the 7th round and said, even though there's this guy, Brady Cook, right, who Jet fans believe for some reason could be good, and it's the most valued position in football, we're not going to take that. We're going to take some defensive tackle that was like nobody knows about because he looked strong and maybe we can coach that guy. So yeah.
Had to make that clear. Just if we didn't hours ago, I wanted to make it abundantly clear now. Jeremy, I got a couple chats that I've gathered over the last 27 minutes. Can I rapid fire and get some quick answers out of you for each of them?
Sure.
Okay. First one, Daniel Murphy. Let me make it a little more legible for you. Daniel Murphy chimes in before he went to bed. He said, it
There's
was
a
a
long
long shot to
Fit
expect
field.
Fields to be good. It was a nano percentage of a chance for Cook to be good. Would you agree?
Well, it was definitely less than 1% if you go by history. If you go by statistical data, maybe you could get 3 or 4 undrafted quarterbacks have been good, let's say, in the last 35 years. And then how many undrafted quarterbacks are in camps every spring? Guys you never heard of from small colleges in camp.
20.
So right, so they're all every year. They're there, and there's different ones that change, and it constantly right. So over the past 30 years, how many is that? I mean, it's probably several hundred, and yet in the last 30 years, only 3 or 4 have been good. So that's like literally, statistically, under 1% that an undrafted free agent is going to walk onto your team and then one day be a capable starter.
Indeed. I would agree. Yeah, probably 1% is probably accurate. All right, next one. Jake chiming in. He says, losing and getting humiliated are different. I slept through today. Last week was humiliating against the Jags. Losing to the Saints by 23 doesn't look much better. Not going to lie, missed most of it.
Yeah, I mean, but how many of the 22 guys that were starting today's game for the Jets are going to be part of our future?
Not many.
Right. I mean, and the most critical position, quarterback. Right. You got Stiggers in there, who's a great special teams guy. He's not, he's your backup cornerback, and not that he was that bad. He wasn't. But, for some of the game, he did some things. We know we have the worst safety room. Right. So a lot. Mordecai Moore might be a guy who develops as part of this team. No one else in that safety room is going to be part of this team. We had 2 guys named Clark out there. Right. Quincy Williams is gone. Right. He packed it in anyway. We all knew that. Michael Clemens is probably gone. I don't know. I mean, we know that this defense is bad, and I'm not saying it's going to be any better next year because there's a lot of holes and it's going to take time to fill it. But yeah, so they're a terrible roster. But it's not like we're going with this roster next year. It's not like we're saying this is the roster. Next year we're going to be better. No, like look at those starters today, and then make a photocopy or do a screenshot of our starting lineup today. Defense and offense. And then look at it next year, and then look at it the year after that. In exactly 2 years from now, when we're watching a December football game for the New York Jets, you think it's going to look the same? I mean, so what are we talking about? We know we're in a rebuild. We know that we're a terrible team. We know that we're in a rebuild. We know that we got tons of draft picks. We're going to have tons of money. We know this team is going to look very different. So it's like right now, we're just watching to see if we have any of it. Like, are there any guys on this team that are part of this future? We're just doing some evaluation right now. We know we're terrible, but it's not like in 2 years any of these guys are going to be left. So why are we so upset by this?
We might need to do that exercise here in a week or two, man, and just look at how many are not going to be here in 2026, but they will, who will be here 2 years from now. Very few, brother. Very few.
Very few. And even some of the guys like Stiggers might be here because he's a great special team gunner, but he's a backup cornerback. When he's in, it's because our guys are injured, and every team in football struggles in that situation. Nobody has an all-pro cornerback sitting on the bench waiting to come in. If people get hurt, like it just doesn't work like that.
Facts. I got some more, so let's rip through them. Boss Girl, we were 3-11 coming in, but how we lost to the Saints makes us humiliated? Please. Whole season humiliating, regardless of the way we lose the last bunch of games.
Yeah, exactly. The humiliation was last year winning 5 games with Aaron Rodgers because we were all convinced it's just the quarterback. If we had a quarterback, then we had Aaron Rodgers, and people could argue. Everybody's arguing: was he good? Was he not good? Statistically, he was good, but he really wasn't good. It doesn't matter. It was the best quarterback play we had in 10 years. But the bottom line is we won 5 games. So we found out that it was all a hoax, that our stars weren't as good as we thought they were. Our role players weren't as good as that we thought they were. The locker room was a mess, right? It was humiliating. And we had to start from scratch. They thought maybe they could come in, this coaching staff, and get some goodness out of these players and fix the locker room. They couldn't. We were 0-7. And she's right. What could be more humiliating than that? You're telling me this loss, this is what's upsetting you? How about 0-7? That was humiliating. Now it's just we won a few games. Okay. They showed a little bit of improvement. Some of the penalties went away. Some things got a little bit better. We traded two of our best players on defense. We shut down Garrett Wilson. Our quarterbacks who were terrible to begin with are shut down, and now we have a freaking undrafted free agent playing quarterback. What's humiliating about that? Yeah, it's humiliating, maybe, but like, is that a surprise? Like, did you think they were going to come out and look like a good football team? Like, if you watch the game, the defense fought like hell. But we had a guy who's not rosterable playing quarterback. He's not a rosterable quarterback. And that's what we're finding out. So what would you expect?
When you say we traded two of the best guys on our defense, guys, let's remind you, these 2 guys, they netted what? 4 first-round picks, 3 first-round picks. They weren't just our best. They were valued around the league. So
right, people could say whatever they want about Sauce because like you got to see the penalties, and some people just remember the bad. They don't remember the other 90% of the plays where the best wide receiver on the other team was not involved in the game. They don't remember that, but it doesn't matter. The bottom line is the Indianapolis Colts gave us 2 first-round picks. One of them right now is number 18 in the draft. Next year might be better. We don't know because they have no quarterback. They're imploding, right? So yay for that. Dallas gave us a first-round pick that's looking like this year, the second-round pick's a top 50-round pick that we got. The first-round pick, if Dallas has another year like this, like Dallas might make the playoffs next year. Also, they might have another year like this. Dak Prescott could get hurt next year. And every time he gets hurt, Dallas wins 4 or 5 games that year or whatever it is. You know what I mean? So who knows what that first pick is going to be like. So you're right. We lost Quinnen on the field. We lost Sauce Gardner on the field. That's what we lost. Whether you like them or not, they were guys that were worth 3 first-round picks, a second-round pick, and A.D. Mitchell. That's what the NFL valued him at.
Facts, which is bigger than just 2 of your best guys for us, because our 2 best guys at 3-27 or whatever our record is could be bums. No, these are 2 guys that were sent to contributing teams for multiple ones. So yeah, keep that in context. Jake chimes in, is Jeremy hitting the road with Dom again this year? And will you stop at Buc-ee's?
I am not going to the Senior Bowl this year, sadly enough. As much as I wanted to imagine myself being able to do it, I am working now and I am collecting hours so I can get my license as a full-time, fully licensed private practice therapist. And I just can't stop. I can't take weeks off like that. Like a lot of times I'm able to go to New York, work from New York, telehealth, go to a Jet game on the weekend and work it out that I really don't miss any work. But the Senior Bowl is during the week. There's no magic for that. I would miss 4 or 5 days of work. I get paid per client. I can't do it. So sadly, I'm not going to get to go. And that means no Buc-ee's. No Buc-ee's. No Buc-ee's.
I was hoping I said that right. I wasn't sure if it was like Busey's and it was like Gary's joint or something. But you know, hey, I guess I got it right. Bucky's. Jake doubles down though. He had another
Doubles down.
start. He says,
Doubles down.
I just want to feel good about the product on the field and not embarrassed. We obviously got a couple years before we have any shot. Need to build a foundation. You don't have
Absolutely.
to elaborate too much, but just thoughts on that.
Yeah, I agree 100%. There's nothing to argue about that statement. I'm 100% agree with it.
Agreed. I'm with you. Let me bring another one from a new voice tonight. Oscar the Grouch chimes in. Jeremy says, I think that it's time to admit that Will McDonald and Jermaine Johnson aren't premier pass rushers. Saw a lot of low effort plays from JJ today. We would get stuffed and he would get stuffed and then immediately give up.
I mean, overall this year, I think Jermaine Johnson is exactly what I thought he was going to be. And I said at the beginning of the year, Jermaine Johnson is not a double-digit sack guy. That was not what he is, right? He's more of a JFM type player. What's good about JFM, and I didn't watch the tape for today, so I don't know. Maybe he had a bad game today. But what I've seen from him most of the time is that he's a really good edge sealer. He seals the edge. He does his job. He does a good job. He absorbs his block, but he doesn't get at. But you can't go around that side most of the time. He seals that lane. That's what he's supposed to do. And every once in a while, he does get pressure. He does get a sack. He's not terrible at it. He's just not a premier guy. I agree with that 100%. Will McDonald, the problem with him is the same thing as like a Bryce Huff. First of all, Will McDonald's in the wrong system now. He's got to play wide nine. You take Will McDonald's worthless outside, not playing wide nine. So he's on the wrong team. Send him to the Niners, send him back to Salah. He'll be back to 10, 12 sacks. But he's not a premier player because he could, like Bryce Huff, he can only play and do one thing. He can only play wide nine, and he can only pass rush. He cannot stop the run. He cannot seal the edge. So he's not premier. And as much as I love the guy, like as a freak athlete, if we're not going to line him up at wide nine, we may as well just trade him or let him go. Like there's no point in giving him any money because you're not utilizing him right, and it just doesn't make any sense. And that's on him too. That's his limitation. That's why he's not premier, because he can only do one thing in the NFL, and that's line up wide nine.
You know what? Agreed with that. I'm just going to keep going, man, because now we got a couple super chats to read. Jake not only doubles down, he triples down, Jeremy. I hope you like the double. Now you're getting the triple whammy. $5 hammer drop. He said, we were getting embarrassed before the trade and injuries. We hired a defensive DB coach, and we have 0 INTs. We should have gone one by mistake.
I agree. I was there on the one we should have gotten. It was game one. Stevens dropped Aaron Rodgers' pass and let Aaron Rodgers humiliate us, right? I watched Stevens drop the football. Otherwise, we won that game, right? So, again, I don't disagree with anything about this, but I don't know what the anger is about. Like, yeah, it happened. We got to get over. I mean, like, I'm not saying get over it. Like, get over it. I'm pissed too, but you're acting like you just found all this out tonight. Like, in other words, I was there, man. I watched all those 7 losses to start the year. I'm there, Jake, because you see me with Green being watching and being tortured by this.
Right.
So, yeah, man, even before we were 0-7, we actually got better after the trades, right? We got better after those trades because we actually won 2 of the 3 games that we won after those guys were gone. I mean, of course, we were playing crappy teams, but at least we played better than those crappy teams. Like, at least we won. But now I'm kind of regretful of it a little bit. But, yeah, I mean, it's embarrassing. But we've been embarrassed for 10 years, like 15 years. I mean, you know that, Jake. I mean, we've been embarrassed. How many years in a row have we been embarrassed now? We're embarrassed every year. That's what being a Jet fan is right now. I mean, any optimism you hear from me is I'm just not freaking about this game. And I'm not freaking out about this game because I know we're terrible. Like, I know we're terrible. My biggest fear was that we were going to somehow pull it out of our ass and win. That would have been a disaster because then we'd be like the 8th pick, 9th pick right now. So, but I know it, man. It's just that I'm not right now. What am I going to do? Am I going to sit here and just dwell about it and keep saying I'm humiliated, I'm embarrassed, we look like shit, this is embarrassing? Or should I say, all right, we have the number 4 pick. We have the number 18 pick. We got 3 number 1s next year. We're going to have a ton of money next year. Let's hope we can get some good players. Maybe we can get our quarterback. I mean, even if I personally, when I shut this computer off, I'm like Jake with you and saying, this sucks. They're not going to do anything with the picks. Like, we're going to suck forever. I can't come on live and do that. Like, we're here, me and what are we going to break down? What are we going to talk about? I mean, we could talk about how long will it last? We could spend 5 minutes talking about the fact that we suck and this is embarrassing, and then we're done. Or we could sit here and just look at what hope do we have? What are the prospects? What's the positives? What could we do to build a team? I mean, that's what you're seeing. You're just seeing 2 guys desperately trying to look at what we have and what we might be able to have and build with those picks. But what's the point of being here if we're not going to talk about those things?
Right, right. And I'm with you, Jeremy. And a lot of people are like, well, who the hell cares if you're 4 or 8? You're still not in position to take the quarterback you want. Pause, because just in the first round alone, okay? Pick 4 versus pick 8. I just looked it up, man. Just in that one round, a difference of value enough to get another second round pick. So, say you're at 4 and you slide to 8, you're getting an extra 2.
I
An
know
extra
people love.
an extra top 50 pick. And I'm not saying that, this game wasn't important for culture or whatever. All I'm saying is that's one round, man. We're talking being 4 spots higher in every round. So
Yeah.
yeah, I do think you have to be appreciative we lost this game, but also bitter and angry, embarrassed at honestly scoring 3 points after we were gifted 3 in the beginning, the whole rest of the game. Yeah, that was tough. That was tough with Tyrod on the bench and shit. Like, at some point, just throw him back in there because you can't win anymore. But yeah.
Yeah, and I hate it
Um,
when people say there's no difference between the picks because they start naming case study, like specific things. Like, this quarterback was picked with the 24th pick, so you don't have to have the top 5 pick. Okay, people have to understand statistics. Yes,
yeah,
there are outliers and that you could get great players in the second round, the third round. Let's look at the reality, though. The reality is, if you looked at every pick from every player in the last 40 years that went from pick 1 to 7, and then compared that to every player for the last 20, the same amount of years, from 8 to 15. There are more Hall of Famers, more All Pros, better players statistically, when you have lots of data, are going to fall for the top 7, right? So yes, in a given year, you might get the best player at 15. No one's arguing that. But the reason that each pick is more highly valued is because if you look at long-term data, the earlier the pick, the better percentage that player is going to be a special player, because the scouts have a job for a reason. They're not always right. We see that, but they're not terrible. It's not random. There's a reason why you have a room full of scouts and full of people in your personnel department. These guys aren't idiots. Well, for some teams they are. But the reality is that, again, if you look at overall data, there's a reason why these picks have different values. And if you look at it like currency, like money, like, because there is a
that's
value to every pick. Clearly, if you say what's the advantage of losing, our draft currency, our capital went up. It goes up. You have more currency, even if you're
facts.
not going to use the pick. You think there's a lot of picks in the back of the draft and it doesn't matter? Great, take those picks and trade back, and you have 5 times the amount of picks.
That's the thing. You don't even have to use them. Just get that currency first, and then you can use it the way you want to. But if you win a game like today, all of a sudden you don't even have that opportunity. Let's lighten it up a little bit, Jeremy. Johnny Boy chimes in. He says, question for the panel. With folk talking about retirement, allegedly, do we draft a kicker?
Do we have to? I mean, we could. But like, what round? We're talking about 6, 7 round. We have about 8 picks in those rounds, man. When I do the mock draft, I'm bored shitless of those picks. You want to use? I mean, there's no one. It's a bunch of just guys that you're randomly like throwing darts. So you want to pick a kicker in the 6 or 7 rounds and make sure you get a guy you love, fine. Or you just pick a guy up as an undrafted, because With kicker, you can actually get a rosterable player as an undrafted free agent, or you could just pick up some guy that came from another team. There are 5 former Jets out there kicking really well for different football teams in the NFL. It's the easiest position to fill, so it's the last position I think about.
Facts.
You have to fill it well. I'm not saying that. You could lose the playoffs because you have the wrong kicker. So I'm not saying it doesn't matter. I'm just saying it doesn't take any draft capital to get a kicker. Like you could use a 6th or 7th round pick. You could sign somebody. It's like it's every time I see a team grab a kicker in like the 2nd round of a pick, with the exception of Jason Elam, it backfires and they end up being terrible. So it doesn't even matter.
Mike Nugent. Alan chimes in with the 2nd super chat I've seen tonight. We had Jake with the first one. Alan chimes in with $2.
$2.
Facts.
Alan, I want my $2. Okay.
I think that is the inside joke. I remember that.
I want my $2. This is $1.99. I want my $2. You owe me a penny. Okay.
All right. Back at it, Jeremy.
Wait. We didn't even ask his question.
He didn't have one.
Oh, he didn't have a question? Okay, let's go to Jesus from Australia.
All right. Yes, Yeah, all right. Go ahead and read that, Jeremy. Out loud.
Jeremy, people are upset because they advocated for JF when we all knew it'd not work. It'd not work, and another year of wasting talent and regressing. We've been rebuilding for close to 2 decades. Yeah, who said? I'm not saying people shouldn't be upset. You're acting like I'm sitting here saying don't be upset. I'm saying, yeah, we're all upset. It sucks, but we could sit here and just talk about being upset. Is that what you want to watch us do every week? He's in Australia, right? Are you looking to? Is that what you want from us? Is that when you tune into the show? You just want us to? I mean, we could make it a bitching session and just bitch about the 2 years, 2 decades. Jesus, what are you talking about? I've been doing this since 1981, buddy. I could bitch and moan from 1981. I could bitch and moan about 1986 when Gastineau had his head around thinking about Bridget Nielsen and decided to hit Kozar late and screw the whole thing up and break my heart. I could talk about the bad years in the 80s and the early 90s. I could talk about the
Jerry.
I mean, I could go forever talking about it. So, but all we're talking about is the reality is, yes, we stink. Yes, it's been 20 years. It hasn't been 20 years. It's been 15 because we had 2009, 2010 were great years. But the reality is it's been 15 terrible years. Yes. Is that what we really want to talk about? That's what you're signing in to do? Let's just talk about how terrible we are. Oh, I want you to be upset. I'm not going to be upset. I can't be upset about this. I can't be.
Jesus,
no, I'm not going to be upset now. I'm not going to be upset now. Because I don't know. Because is that what you really want? Just to see me slamming and punching the table?
Jesus, Jerry, what the hell?
People were complaining and giving me so much crap when we were doing me and Green Bean last year or 2 years ago when I used to be upset watching the games. They would all yell at me, Jeremy, you're being so negative. Stop being like that. And I argued with him once. I said, I don't understand why we have to be positive. We're watching our team suck. Like, why aren't we allowed to freaking be angry? Oh, right. Because, and Green Bean told me, overall, the majority don't want to watch us being angry, and being negative. That's what most people don't want to see that. So I figured, okay, let's be as positive as we can.
Snowflakes. Yeah, no, I get it. Hey, man, and content's also come a long way too in the last few years. It's like now people want the negativity, but do they really? Like, it's hard because staying power, I think you have to have a balance.
Look, let me give you some negativity. You want me to be negative? I'll be negative. Okay. We were supposed to have 5 or 6 great quarterbacks in 26. Everybody talked about it forever, right? And what do we have? We have a shit class with maybe 1 or 2 quarterbacks. Maybe. We don't even know. There's no one generational. The whole thing went to shit. So now here we are. We have no quarterback. Justin Fields, yeah, you didn't see me jumping up and down when we signed him, but I knew what he was. And it was painful when we signed him because it was like when they signed Justin Fields, it was like, yep, bridge quarterback. No solution, no future. We knew it. But I don't, I mean, it just is what it is, and it's like, here's Charles, be authentic. I mean, it's not being disauthentic. Like 2 things could be true. I could be upset like everybody else, and I could also sit here and be hopeful and be authentic. Like I'm authentically hopeful because I see. Mean, I don't love Aaron Glenn. I'm not positive, or I'm not sitting here defending him. I have a lot of caution and a lot of concerns about Aaron Glenn, and I think he might be terrible. And that's true. But at the same time, we have a lot of draft picks, and we're sitting here and what's the point of being a Jet fan, fan of any team? Like is to hope to sit here and hope that we could be a good team. That's all I'm doing. I'm sitting here and saying, how could we be a good team? Well, maybe what do I focus on? What do I obsess over? I obsess over the draft. I obsess over drafts.
Yeah.
Because that's the hope. To me, that's where the hope is.
And I mean, this team is bad every single year. So like, why wouldn't you champion fixing it? It's very hard to fix it week 17.
Look, if I was in
it's
denial,
not very hard to fix it in March, in April, in May.
Look, if I was in denial, if I was thinking this was a good football team, I wouldn't be talking about the draft all the time. Right? I'd be defending the players we have now and just give them time to develop. I'm not doing that. I'm like, all I talk about is the draft because I know that this is a terrible team. You know what I mean? It's like, but again, what are we doing? Like, I didn't come up here to a YouTube channel, like my channel, to say, I want to go on YouTube and stream and do what I do when I'm in private. Like bitch and moan and punch things and talk about and curse how shitty this team is. Like, I didn't, that wasn't my idea as a YouTube content provider. My idea wasn't people would love to watch that. Maybe they would. Maybe Joe Beningo seems to do well, right? All that guy does is bitch and moan and scream about how bad they are. And he's built maybe I should do that. But it's not that it's not authentic. That just wasn't that's not what I went for when I did the channel. When I tried to do the channel, I was trying to, I talk about what I talk about, the future.
Yes.
Like,
sensible. Well, and sensible, rational, logical. That's where I lean as well. If you're going to have sensible, logical takes, at least, show.
But it's
show
amazing because it seems like people are saying, no, Jeremy, we want you to be emotionally dysregulated. We want you to be emotionally dysregulated. We don't want you to be logical. We don't want you to think. We don't want you to think. We just want to see you mad. Like mad about the Jets. Guys, I get it. Like when they signed Justin Fields, it was a joke to me. A joke. I didn't care that they let Aaron Rodgers go. I just didn't see the point of giving Justin Fields money. Like, they should have, just go out and get some shitty quarterback until you find one in the draft. Like, what was the point of playing this make-believe game that Justin Fields was going to be good? As a matter of fact, I from the beginning said, well, if you're going to do that, just freaking start Tyrod Taylor and just get like another scrub like Jameis Winston. Like, you may as well have just gotten Jameis Winston for $3 million. Like, I agree.
Yes. Yeah. All right, let's parlay this into a little draft talk. You just mentioned it, Jeremy. Boss Girl chiming in. She says, assuming all 3 quarterbacks come out, whichever 3 you assume, would you want to stick and pick any of them or trade up because you think one is far above the others, making it worth trading extra picks? Are all 3 truly potential NFL starters?
Well, I've said that I personally don't think there's a generational quarterback. And when we talk about trading up, I don't count a second-round pick as a big deal. Like if we move up a spot and we give up a second-round pick, and I don't know that that's possible. I'm just saying as an example. I'm not counting that. When we talk about trading up, I'm talking about the package, right? When you give away your 2 1s this year and a 1 next year, like the crazy packages everybody's talking about and how it's worth it. I am against all that. Like I think that's nonsense. Right. I don't think that they should do that. But I will say if they do it, if they trade more draft capital than I think they should to trade up and grab a guy, I'm going to be mad about it. Apparently they want me to be mad on stream. So maybe I'll do that. Maybe I'll come in, I'll save the madness and be mad on stream before I calm down, become emotionally regulated and say, well, I hope the quarterback is good. Because if the quarterback is good, even if I wouldn't do it, I'm saying I wouldn't do it. If they do it, before I get upset, I'm going to wait. I'm just going to wait Because if the quarterback they grab after trading a lot of picks ends up being our franchise quarterback, I will not remember what they traded. I will not care. Because if he becomes a great quarterback and eventually they start winning, and even if it takes a little longer to build a team around them, fine. But if you want to know the truth, if I read about it, the Jets traded the 18th pick, their 4th pick, and a first round next year to move up, I promise you I'm going to be pissed. Like, I'm going to punch the table. I'm going to say, that's so freaking stupid. That's so stupid. Why did they do that? They have so many holes. They needed that draft capital. I'm going to be pissed. Am I going to do it on stream? I don't know. But Jesus, if you want to, we could hook up. We could do a FaceTime call, and I'll bitch with you all you want. And Charles, I'll bitch with you all you want. And I'll be mad all you want. But if you want to see it on stream, I just don't know. I'll talk to Dano about it. I don't know if it's a good look or not.
Yeah, you know what? Yeah, exactly. And you can't, hey, I'm sure you'll be on stream like you were last year for the draft, baby. We took Armand Membu. We got great clips out of that, man. We were all pumped for that selection. We'll see. We'll see how we feel, how we parse through those feelings, because even I don't know until this process plays out, man. We have games to play still. We have pre-draft processes to sift through. We have leaked interviews to hear. We have so much data. Right now we only have film, and I think it's more than that. Also, neither guy has none of the guys have spotless film. So how can't you dig deeper than just film? But yeah, let's see. Let's see it play out. You guys are going to be with us for a while, so buckle up, bitches. Uh, we'll get through it all. We don't have to pour it all out right now, but I do appreciate entertaining some of these questions. One I want to entertain. Alan Doge chimes in chaos. He says Jeremy needs to talk about the chaos. It's in the name. I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding. Don't go off. Talk about whatever you want, Jeremy. Actually, you think we grab Malik Willis as another bridge backup alongside our rookie?
I don't know. I guess he'd be okay. Some people like him, right? I think it's funny that some people show one pass. That's their defense for it. Look at the pass he threw last night. He must be our bridge quarterback. I think that's funny. I don't know. It's none of it. Like that's where I get. You want to see the real Jeremy? You want to see me bad, frustrated? I just don't give a shit about this stuff. Like, I'm so freaking sick and tired of it. Should we get Malik Willis or Justin? This guy. I want a freaking quarterback.
Yeah.
I want a quarterback. I want a real guy. I want my guy. And I understand if they have to wait till next year and they can't get him this year, whatever. But I'm not going to be happy. I don't care. Sign Malik Willis, sure, fine. Bridge quarterback, backup quarterback, whatever. I'm not going to be happy, truly be happy, until we just get a quarterback. Until we're not talking about it anymore. It's exhausting. Just give me my quarterback. Get me a quarterback. Let them pick a freaking quarterback already. You want to see me frustrated? That's my frustration. I'm frustrated that the only 2 quarterbacks we've had in 40 fucking years tore their rotator cuff. That's what I'm frustrated about. Every time we pick a good quarterback, we finally have a guy that we think could be the guy. He tears his fucking rotator cuff. That's what I'm freaking frustrated about. So, just get me a freaking quarterback and let's hope and pray he doesn't tear his rotator cuff.
Yeah. We have a cut on our arm, and we're sitting here arguing over which style of Band-Aid we're gonna put on it. Like, it's still a cut. It still needs to heal. Like, who cares? Mariota, Malik Willis, Zach Wilson. Okay, maybe not Zach Wilson. All the above, though. All you guys forget they're bridges. Okay, who cares, man? What we do care about is that they perform better than the summation of this quarterback room in 2025. And I think a lot of the bridge quarterbacks can do that. Hell, Brissett would give us a better year than we got this year. And that's that pains me to say. I think I'm getting nausea just thinking about it. Mariota is my choice, but guess what? We're like picking the prettiest ugly duck, right?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
The prettiest ugly duck.
You know what? Listen to this one. You might need to hear this now, Jeremy. Midnight
Okay.
Mike Show chimes in. He says, I try to tune in. I've been watching Jeremy's brother do his hot sauce Hanukkah clips.
Yeah,
What do
my
you think of
brother.
those?
I love that my brother does it. My brother's is right now. My brother Matthew, my middle brother, is probably putting out 90% of the content on that channel. And what we do is we kind of pick things up for each other. Like Lee died down. He's not doing a lot, but he was just in New York for a week, my oldest brother. So I'm sure when he gets home, he's working on some, editing right now. The problem is his wife doesn't support the channel. Like she's not willing to freaking record him. Otherwise he'd have 5 times the content. But Matthew's wife is great. Like she'll you got to film, we got to record. And my wife is like down to record and to
Yes.
film. I just don't go out enough. Like I haven't been traveling enough. But anyway, I think it's great that he's doing those, and I hope people are enjoying them. Because my brother's pretty funny, so he's entertaining.
He is. He is. I watched a few, and now they're plugged into me. So they dropped to me. There for a while, I was watching them daily. It was like he was dropping them one every morning. It was like perfect. I think he did a hot sauce challenge in November. I think I was plugged into. So pretty cool. Oscar chimes in. Jeremy, who is your top safety prospect this class?
Well, obviously Caleb Downs is, obviously Caleb Downs. But if you're talking about a guy that we can get in the later rounds, if we're not going to go super early, but if we're going to get like, let's say in the 4th rounds, like those kind of guys, Dylan Thieneman from, I think I'm saying his name right, from Oregon, the Duck. The Ducks quietly put out pretty good safeties. Yeah, that's a position that comes out of Oregon all the time. Dylan Thieneman, he's like I could see him going. He might be early 3rd round though, and we really don't have that. So that's going to involve us trading back one of our 2nd round picks, get a couple of 3rd rounders. Like if that was to happen, and it's possible, it happens all the time. Like it's not impossible that you're going to see us trade back a 2nd round pick to the back of the second, to the back of the 3rd, the beginning of the 3rd round or something like that, or trade up. I don't know. I mean, but like Dylan Thieneman, actually he would be maybe end of 2nd round. So I could see us trading back to in the back of the 2nd round, or just taking him and not screwing around if we really love the guy. Another 4th round pick that might go to the 4th round. He's probably late 3rd round, early 4th rounds is Amari Farrell from Indiana. And there's a reason Indiana's defense is so good, right? They have a lot of key players come out of Indiana. So those are some of the guys you might be able to get later on. If you're going to use like a 2nd round pick, AJ Halsey from LSU, in the 2nd rounds. Let's see, who's that freaking guy? Is that guy from Toledo, Emmanuel or something? I think Warren or something. Like he has like 3 names. There's a guy from Toledo who's really good. This is actually Genesis Smith is from Arizona. He's on the West Coast. We get to see him a lot. He's a 2nd round pick, late 2nd round. So there's about 6 or 7 safeties there. There's and I feel like there's just 1 or 2 that are 1st round, but I think that the sweet spot for safety, the sweet spot is like middle of the 2nd round to the middle of the 3rd round, like that range. The only thing that sucks is we don't really have a 3rd round pick. So our picks are more in the beginning of the 2nd round. So it kind of misses the sweet spot. But again, if they really want one, you could trade back, right? And then maybe get an extra 4th round pick or a 3rd round pick, whatever it is. You get another top 100 pick, which would be great. And then you take one of those guys.
Agreed. Actually, I said it the other day on Twitter. I mean, nobody sees my tweets, so I'm just going to read it here because more of you will hear it now than did then. The Jets are currently projected to have only 1 pick between 46 and 177.
Yeah.
That's 133 picks, man. We have 1 in between there.
It's a problem. It's a problem.
It is. Well, listen to this though. Like we have 4 top 50 picks. Like you said, let's slide back with 1. 3rd round, we have 0. But guess what? Pittsburgh and Jacksonville have 3/3 apiece. Do one of them want to come into the top 50? Might be a marriage there.
Yeah. No, there'll be plenty of trade partners. Because the problem with this draft is when you look at the 2nd rounds, like or the end of the first round, like in the second round where we're picking, it's just not the positions we need based on who we pick. If we don't pick a linebacker in the first round, definitely second round we can grab a linebacker, right? It's a great linebacker class, so there's going to be guys that are first round, end of the first round value in the top 50. Like you can get at 45. Like the guy from Texas, like Hill Jr. There's guys. So we can definitely get a linebacker in the second round if we don't go for one in the first round. But it's a problem. It's a problem that we don't have a third round pick and that there's this big space because every year, man, there's third round is a sweet spot. There's lots of guys that, that slip for different reasons because of injuries that you could throw a dart on. And those guys are fun type of guys. Like AZ Thomas, I think he's going to end up being a very solid corner for us. And that was a third round pick.
And as you see here, nothing in the third. We do have a little in the fourth one, I think, but then we don't pick again till late fifth. So 3, 4, and 5, hardly just that one in the middle, pretty much.
Mm-hmm.
But again, 4 top 50 picks. All I'm trying to say is, like, I've been a proponent the last few years. Slide anytime you can. Can we do it once? And
this chart needs to be updated. Why do they have us at 23?
A good question.
We're at 18 right now, man.
Oh, you know why? It's based on projected, based on schedule, blah blah blah. Like
but the Colts aren't making the playoffs. The playoffs. Yeah, so
good point.
I hope not. I mean, like Jacksonville and Houston look great. They keep winning, so.
For that, you're right. 23 will probably change. I think a lot of the other ones, well, at least the fifth or the fourth rounder, 104 is ours. So that won't change. We still won't have one in the third. The fifth, we still won't have till very late. So let's fill that in a little bit. We have so many holes. That's the point. We have so many holes. 4 top 50 picks, even if we hit on all of them, is not going to make a huge difference. Unless one's a quarterback.
Yeah, no, I mean, look, and it's also how hard you hit on them, right? Like you just said, like what if you get a quarterback? I'm trying not to say names because I'm tired of the debate. We all know people like different names, so who cares? But if you hit on quarterback, you could flunk the rest of the draft. I think we have a lot of holes, so that would be harmful, and I'm not hoping for that. But I'm just saying, you just get the quarterback, right? Like that would be a successful draft. You bring in a franchise quarterback, it's a successful draft. I'm not worried about it because I think if we get the quarterback, I think out of those other 3 picks, we're going to hit on at least one of them, hopefully 2, maybe all. But just like you're saying, it's when you pick a quarterback with a top 5 pick, there's a very good chance, 50% chance at least, that guy's going to fail. And then the only thing that we're going to get out of this draft is the 3 other picks. You better do really well on those picks. But it just depends. Sometimes it's like quantity, like 4 good players. Sometimes what if you miss on 2, but you get 2 elite players? What if you get a franchise quarterback and you get a freaking all-pro future Hall of Fame defender, like a linebacker or a safety? That's a franchise-changing draft, those 2 guys. Then it's not going to be great and pretty the first year, but then the next year you have 3 number 1s and you start building a roster around them. You might look back at that year and say that draft and say, you're going to forget about all the other picks. You're going to say, well, that was the year we got Lawrence Taylor and Phil Simms. Just as an example.
But Jeremy, man, I was told today by a close confidant that if we don't win at least twice as many games next year, that Aaron Glenn's gone. The longest he's going to be here is the end of next season, brother. Didn't you know
that? Look, I mean, he's not going to be one and done. And I'm just speaking, unless something weird happens, unless it's a shock. The reality is that he's not going to be one and done. So I could sit here and part of me is very concerned about that. Like, I'm very concerned about Aaron Glenn. I'm very concerned, but I'm not 100% convinced. I'm concerned. I don't know that he can't eventually develop. Like he might. I don't know for a fact that in 3 years we might have a really good roster and he might be the coach of the team and we're good. I don't know that that's not true. I'm very concerned. There's obviously he's given us reasons to be very concerned. But the odds are he's going to suck and we're going to end up firing him because, I mean, that's what we always do. But, I guess there's that little bit hold on to hope that we draft really well. We start building a really good roster and he gets his team in place and they're playing for him. And, suddenly we're this winning team and we forget all about this. That's all I've been doing for 15 years, hoping for that so we can forget all about this.
The sting would be far worse. I would be more mad, like the chat wants us to be, had we not traded Sauce and Quinnen. Had we only had one bite of the apple this year, one bite of the apple next year. But guess what? Hey, we had the foresight. This new regime, y'all want to put their heads on pikes. They had the foresight to know that Sauce and Quinnen doesn't make this a 9-10 win team. And guess what? Shipped them out. Now, all of a sudden, I'm not so mad. I'm not so mad because guess what? 5 first-round picks, baby. And I'll take them with me to my grave.
It's all we have. It's all we have. All we have. It's like, hey, Jesus. Hey, Charles. Yeah, I'm frustrated. I'm pissed. But I'll say this. We have 5 first-round picks. What else could I talk about? I mean, we got 5 first-round picks. And for the last 15 years, the draft is all we've had. The only joy I've had is the draft. It didn't turn out well. It didn't mean anything. But in those moments, it felt really good.
How many people in the chat, Jeremy, how many people on this panel said to themselves at the trade deadline, let's do these trades. Let's listen to calls for Sauce. Let's listen to, I mean, if we saw the trade package, we might have, but how many are even like not hanging up immediately? We had the foresight, man. We did. And Muji for me is a little ahead of Glenn. I'm not going to say, I'm not going to sugarcoat it, man. Glenn, he's got some work to do, but also I am willing to see who he's targeting this spring. It's another coaching cycle, and I think one that's sorely needed for him for optics. Like, don't just throw him away yet, man, because we don't know that anybody else is willing to come here. I mean, yes, the draft picks are nice and all, but like also let's see, man. I just feel like reset button after reset button until you can hopefully catch lightning in a bottle is not the move either.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, I'm beyond the hope we get lightning in the bottle. There have been times where I've said this. There have been times where I've felt this way. We should just draft 3 quarterbacks every year until we find one. I'm so far. I just want to find a quarterback, man. It's just I watch these other teams. I watch Buffalo Bill fans with their arrogance walking around because they got Josh Allen. Now you got New England fans laughing because a few years after Brady, now they're sitting there with Drake May. I mean, these teams like Green Bay had 2 freaking Hall of Famers back to back.
They just won.
I mean, and we just right. We just who New England.
Yeah, 12-3.
There you go. I mean, and we're sitting here. We get Ken O'Brien. He looks pretty good. But the problem is we took him over Dan Marino, which was really stupid, and I had to live with that. And that was ridiculous. And then he tears his rotator cuff, and he's gone. And Chad Pennington, loving him, all excited about him, tears his rotator cuff, never the same. You know what I mean? It's just a never-ending thing. It's torture. It's absolute torture. And I'm just like, at what point do we just make sure, what do we just fucking find the quarterback, man? I mean, for the love of God, just find the quarterback. Yeah, and then even if we suck with that quarterback at the beginning for a little bit, because we do have an offensive line, I hear. So even if we suck for a little bit, just keep that quarterback alive until you could maybe build a roster around them.
I mean, and that's the thing. Like, you can argue that maybe Quinnen is worth a lot to this team and that Sauce is worth a ton to this team. But, like, we were never going to find a quarterback solely having 1 first a year. I'm sorry. Like, I don't believe we were. I don't think we're going to stick and pick the guy to save this bullshit. We're not. So, like, we could have. Hey, guess what? By the time we did finally hit on one, Quinnen, Sauce, Garrett, what's that? 100 million cap? together. Like, come on, man. Come on. At some point, you got to know when to call it. Jeremy, I think we're getting ready to call it. There's, hey, look at that segue, right? Well, I mean, the Sunday night football is over. I think most people are winding down. We do still have 28 in here, guys. If you can spike the like
Wow,
button,
28, huh?
we would. Yes, sir, dude.
Look at that.
Hey, you know what? Even
See
though we're
Jesus? You
not,
see Jesus? I'm not
yeah,
mad and
yeah.
I'm not screaming and I'm not cursing. 28 people are watching. But Jesus might say, well, Jeremy, if you yelled and you were frustrated and you were angry, maybe you'd be
Yeah.
like Joe Beningo and we'd have 1,000 people in here watching.
You know what? I don't know if I like a chat that's that large. I like
I
the
can't,
28 we have, baby.
someone mentioned be authentic. If I act angry, I'm not being authentic. I just don't feel angry. And it's not that I don't feel angry because I'm happy with the product we have. I'm not happy with the product we have. I don't feel angry because it's not like this sudden thing. I'm drained. I was angry 2 years ago. I was angry all of 2 years ago and all of last year in the first 8 games. Like, I walked out of that game, that Denver game in MetLife. I walked out after that game just defeated. Like, so it's like, I just can't, like, it would be unauthentic because there's a part of me that's angry. I'm very angry, I guess, at Woody Allen. At Woody Allen, at Woody. I think he's a terrible owner, and
Johnson, yeah.
he's a terrible owner. I hate him, and I'm sick and tired of losing. I'm sick and tired of having to, be positive. But I don't know how else to be a fan.
You know what? I think you're authentic, al dente chaos, brother, and we love it. Charles here chimes in. He says, "I'm good with authentic, Jeremy, whatever that is."
Trying to be authentic.
Hey, we
and people have seen me lose it. People have seen me lose it. They've seen me get angry at when JFM was traded.
Yeah.
Right. I mean, if go back and watch. I mean, when JFM was traded, you'll see angry. You know what I mean? You'll see angry when JFM was traded because that was just such a stupid thing to do.
And also, like, dude, I was more angry in September, but like at some point, you've watched this team enough to know that like you have to have a buffer when it comes to this time of year. You got to have you got to insulate yourself, man. What are you expecting? A playoff run? Come on now. What are you, Jabroni? Like, real quick, we got a super chat ending the show. Of course, Jake's got to kick that can down. He said, "You know what? Give us 5 more minutes, gentlemen." Aaron Glenn for life, Jake Asman says. The coach of all coaches.
Strap in. Put your seatbelts on and strap in. We're about to take off. Things are about to get crazy around here.
You know what I think what he meant when he said buckle up? I think he meant the straight jacket. What do you think, Jeremy?
We're not the same old Jets. We're worse than the same old Jets. We're the same old Jets with no interceptions.
We are less baby. Less than.
Joke around about this team. I mean, like maybe it comes out not as angry, but you don't think I'm being negative. I was calling the Clark brothers the Malachki brothers from Happy Days, like the Malachki Crunch. Like, I go, look at these 2 idiots out there. We got these 2 the Clark boys. Like, and I was saying it's game 3 or game 4 of the preseason. That's what our football team is. It looks like game 4 of the preseason. Like, we don't even know who these guys are anymore. It's like we were joking around. We're like, which Clark is that? That's some Clark guy. Like, we don't even know who the guys are.
At one point, we just called them brothers, but they're not. They're not related at all. I think we're
calling them Clark brothers.
I think one is Ryan Clark's son, but the other I couldn't tell you, man. I couldn't.
Right. Right. It's just so funny, man. It's so funny how bad this team is. I'm sorry. It's so bad. They're so bad.
You know what, Jeremy? So I did when your internet was bonking out. I did offer to throw the call in line down there early tonight, and then you ironed it out. So what I'm going to ask you now is perfect segue, man, for us to just close it together, and then I will stick around. I'll talk to Charles a little bit, and but I don't want to wrap you into that if you're about ready to leave it here. What say you? Do you have 10 more minutes to talk to Charles, or do you want to just wrap it?
No, I got 10 more minutes to talk to Charles. I usually plan till 9 anyway, but I mean, I wouldn't mind like 8:45 if that's how it's going to work out. 11:45. Because I am super extra tired. But yeah, whatever. I'll talk.
You know what? Can you reply to or read and reply to Jake's comment while I hit the head? And by the time I'm back, I bet Charles will be waiting for 2 minutes.
Okay. Remember when Aaron Glenn said after the Jets fell to 0-3 that this isn't the same old Jets? He's right. They are worse. Well, I mean, I said that the same old Jets with no interceptions. We're the same old Jets, but we're going to set history. We're going to be historical. We're going to make sure that we don't get any interceptions. And I'm a former defensive back. And as a coach, we have no interceptions. But you know what, Jake? We have a damn good special teams coach, man. And we got good special teams. Wasn't so good today, but usually our special teams is really, really good, man. We got good special teams. You could sit there on your show, Jake Asman, 1,000 people listening, ESPN. You wear the big headphones. You make it look like it's all like you're at a studio. Jacob Asman here, noise, and we got people are screaming. Like you have the 80 writers and reporters giving you cards with information, and you could sit there and say, "We're not very good, but we got good special teams. We got good special teams." I would love to get Jake to call in with Evil Allen, like get you two together to talk now and see how that is. Maybe even Allen is not going to be in your dungeon realm anymore. Maybe the two of you will finally hit it off and be on the same page. You never know. But yeah, I remember when Alan Glenn said that. I remember when he said, "Put your seatbelts on" or "buckle up" or whatever, getting us all excited. I remember him saying that Justin Fields is going to be good. I do. I remember that. And I remember thinking, no, he's probably not going to be too good. I mean, he didn't look good to me, in the years he was with Chicago and the year he was in Pittsburgh when they benched him. But hey, man, like the TV show, This Is Us.
Buckle up, Buttercup. I think that was the quote. Oh shit.
Shit. Buckle up, Buttercup. What? Oh shit.
Oh, you called him out, man. You called him out.
Ho. What are we talking about? Even Allen? Is Evil Allen's here?
Evil Allen? No, I don't think
Evil Allen.
Evil Allen? I mean, would you call this guy Evil Allen, Chaos?
Whoa!
Oh, here we go.
We're here, baby.
Let's hop down.
Aaron Glenn. Dude, I cannot believe how I was just laughing listening to you talk about it. I cannot believe how god awful this team is. This head coach said everything would be different. They were going to improve this. They were going to improve that. And I'm just thinking, I was watching old Glenn pressers from the summer. This guy is the biggest fraud ever. We are so fucked. Excuse my language. I've had a couple tonight. I can't take this team anymore. We are so screwed with this guy as our coach. It is unbelievable. If I don't sit back and just laugh, I'm going to cry. We have no hope with this team. None.
This team is so bad.
I know.
People are asking me why I'm not angry, and I'm like, it's not that I'm not angry. It's just it's nothing.
It's like there's nothing. There's no hope. This dumbass owner is going to retain him, and we will be 5-12 in 2026, doing this all over again, going into 27. We all know what's coming. It sucks.
We have two guys named Clark on the defense. Literally on one play, it took both of them as a team to tackle a guy.
Oh my! I was thinking about it. Do you remember when he said, "We're not the same old Jets" after they still lost to Tampa, a game I melted at in person? And they're 0-3. They're not the same old Jets. He said that then. They started 0-7, and then he said, well, we're going to get better as the year goes on. Slow, big ships take a while to turn. And they have been, I have it in my notes because I'm doing so much radio this week. They have been outscored 111-36 over their last 3 games. They are so bad.
7 out of the last 8, they've given up 27 plus.
It's just, he's a defensive coach whose defense is horrible. And he's like, well, we're running the Wilkes system. Bro, you're the head coach. Do something. Oh my God, they're so bad, man. I can't do this anymore.
Yeah, it's like it's as bad as it ever was.
The draft picks are all we have, man. That's all. That's
That-
all.
Yep.
That's it.
Yep.
That's it.
Yep.
Who
That's
thinks
what
we're
we
gonna hit
are.
on 'em?
That's what we are. That's what we are. We're 5 first-round picks in the next 2 years, and a few second rounders. That's what we are. That's our team. That's our hope. That's our everything. That's all we are. But that's all we've ever been is draft
That's it.
day every year.
There we go. They get Green Bean's going to be doing or was that? No, it was you doing the belly bop with whoever that was.
Nick,
on the draft
me,
board.
me and Nick Shine.
Yeah.
He lost his belly though. We can't do it anymore.
Yeah, I don't know. I can't take it anymore, man. I had to just vent with you guys because I saw you on. I was just dying laughing at the conversation.
Cheers, Jake, man.
They're asking
Cheers
me.
to you guys.
They're
Go
asking
Knicks,
me
Jeremy. Go Knicks. Big win
They're-
tonight. Brunson putting 47 on the Heat. Suck it, Miami.
Thank you for coming in because they were telling me you got to be negative, you got to be negative, be authentic, be negative. And I said, well, we would only have 5 minutes, a 5-minute show if I just came out here and bitched and was negative. But we did the 5-minute show for them. Here you saw it. We're laughing. It's so bad that we're laughing at them. We're laughing at this team.
It's horrible.
We're laughing.
And again, it's like I'm normally positive. Like if anyone who's watched my show the last few years, like I had the Jets winning 12 plus games each of the last 2 years. I cannot fake it. I never wanted Aaron Glenn in the first place because I didn't want another first-time head coach. He's not only a first-time head coach, but he's from a defensive background, but he doesn't even call the defense. It's like we hired a worse Robert Saleh. At least Saleh was good coaching defense. This guy does nothing. He just gives cliches in the press conferences and says it's on him and just gives the cliches. And it's like, there's no strategy. It's like he's the rah-rah guy. Like it's like a high school team he's trying to coach up. He said last week it's not about the X's and O's. What? It's the NFL, man. It's all about having the right scheme and X's and O's. The best coaches in the league are all these guys that are geniuses that coach up their units. It's unreal.
But would you agree to?
But we did get the dance. We got the dance though.
Oh
against
yeah,
Tampa.
baby.
We did get
The dancing for sure. But Jake, let me ask you a serious thing. Like, would you agree that fans are allowed to evolve in the way they react to things? Like you said, you were positive. The Aaron Rodgers era fucking broke us all, man. Are you not allowed to have a shorter wick now? Because I do feel like my wick is way shorter than it was before the Aaron Rodgers experience.
Yeah, I think so. It's just, again, we've been through this so many times. This exact thing now with we have all these draft picks and we're sold on like believing in a play. It's like, no, man. Like the people out there, by the way, who have the audacity to try and say, no, we can't take the quarterback. We got to build the roster. You're watching New England. They got backups all over their offensive line because of injuries. Has it affected Drake May? No, it's coaching quarterback, man. That's all it is. Like their best receiver is a 32-year-old wide receiver in Stephon Diggs. All right. Like you look at the Jets talent they have on offense. They have enough. If they actually had some competent quarterback play, they would be a much better team. Now the coach is a whole different issue. But again, it's like we are in a spot where people want to just make like every excuse for not getting the quarterback. I can't do another year of this, man. I can't get the quarterback and at least give us some hope, even if it's false hope, because we can't do Brady Cook at the end of next year again or whatever version that looks like. Like I'm so sick of it, man. And I think people's patience are at an all-time low because again, we've been through this so many times and there's no real end in sight. Like we're just going to point to the cap space and picks. We did this 5 years ago. We are going through the same thing again. It will not matter unless they get a quarterback. And unfortunately, even if they do get the quarterback, as we saw with Darnold, if the coach is this bad, we might not know that they actually picked the right quarterback until years after that. And one more thing I'll leave you guys with. Aaron Glenn, if he loses these last 2 games, he will join a list that you never want to be on if you're a Jet coach. He will join Kotite and Gase as the only coaches to lose 14 games or more in a season. And he's doing it in his first year. Like, this is incomprehensible how bad this football team is. And we don't even get the first pick. How are their teams worse than the Jets? How?
Dude,
How are their teams somehow worse than us?
It always happens. It always happens, man. It doesn't matter how bad we are. It's like we never get to just have the first pick. It's
They're
just
so bad.
unbelievable. It's just unbelievable.
Jake, first off, I'd like to appreciate you calling in, man. For one, me and Murph want to get you on ASAP.
Love the Murph
I
dog.
I didn't want to use you for your
Murph dog.
audience before this moment, but man, I think it's time. But also, there's someone in the back that's dying to speak with you, man.
Oh,
Can I bring him
God.
out real quick?
Yes, please. I'm dying to know who this is. Charles Gorman. There he is.
Hey Jake, how are you?
I'm good, Charles. How are you?
Good. Look,
Can't wait for Christmas.
I can't wait for Christmas too. Hope you guys do. I'm serious. I hope you guys enjoy your holidays. I really do.
I hope you do too, Charles Gorman.
What are you doing for Christmas, Charles?
Spending time with the family. But let's get down to the nitty gritty. I think it's time. It's to say this, and I made a YouTube video about this, and I posted it on YouTube. I posted it in the Discord under Dano's channel.
Can I ask you a
And
question? When you say you made a YouTube video, I would assume you posted it on YouTube if it's a YouTube video.
yes, my bad. I have a bad sometimes way with words. This team has been an embarrassment to not only to the NFL but to New York sports in general. I mean, the last 15, 16, I know.
Charles, is there anything you want to specifically address with Jake? Because it seems like you were chomping
Oh,
at the
I'm
bit.
sorry. I'm sorry. I'm going off. I was like, I'm going to speak to you.
I mean, Jake
yeah,
might have
Jake,
another hour, but I don't.
Like, do you want to hug
Yeah,
Jake? Do you
Jake.
wanna hug him?
I'm going to bed. I got like 8 hours of broadcasting to do tomorrow. I'm just.
Well,
I'm
first of all, I want
done.
to wish you luck on your radio show. On your radio show this week.
Thanks,
I'll
Charles.
probably call in one of those shows this week. And next thing I would like to say to Jake is, yeah, Jake, we are fucked with Aaron Glenn for the next couple of years or so. So we are fucked. But I do trust Muji. I do like Muji. I think he's done a good job bringing in some talent.
The Mooj, as they refer to him as.
The Mooj.
I call him Moogs.
Beningo calls him Muhi.
Charles,
got
snap out of it.
Yeah, but that's all I wanted to say with Jake, but I'll talk the rest of it with you guys, you and Jeremy. If
All right,
Jeremy's
I'll tap out so Gorman can get more airtime. Dano, Jeremy, you guys are great. Thanks for the laughs tonight. I'm going to go and just cry myself to sleep about how bad our football team is.
Dude, we are one quarterback and 27 months away, brother.
Just remember the mashed potato bar. Just think about.
I'll never forget the Matt O'Leary Wedding of Champions mashed potato bar. By the way, someone texted me that's like around the Jets. Like he's like 19 games to go, and I was like, huh? And I was like, oh, 2 more left this year, then 17 next year, then Glenn's gone. I'm like, wonderful. I just can't wait for the coach search in 2027.
Hey, dude, drink some water. Good luck tomorrow.
Later, fellas. Go Jets, I suppose. Farewell. Complete the tank, baby. Oh, yeah.
Go Knicks.
Go Knicks.
Yes.
Go New York. Go New York. Go. But as I was saying, I know Boss Girl said that there have been plenty of New York teams been embarrassing lately. But I think the Jets and the Giants have been the worst these last 10 to 15 years. I think they've been the worst. I think they have been an abomination the last 10 to 15 years. And to be completely honest with you, I made a YouTube video about it. You guys can go check that out if you want to. Hope you guys enjoy it. But what I'm going to say to you was that I'm sure you guys finished watching or hearing about the Patriots game in the chat. They just defeated the Ravens 28-24. Boss Girl, I know I feel your pain about the Mets. I feel your pain about the Mets. Even though I'm not a Mets fan, I'm a Yankee fan. But I remember someone in the chat telling me that the Patriots fans, this is an interesting conversation, are the most spoiled or the most snobbish or like the worst, the most, entitled fans in sports. I don't know. I don't know about that. I don't know about that, but I do agree they are snobbish fans. They are snobbish fans, Patriots fans. But you have to understand they may have had 20 years of dominance with Brady and Belichick. But you forget, Rich. I think his name was Rich. Yeah, you forgot that but the team that has the most championships in all North American sports are the Yankees. And yes, boss girl, the Yankees are a terrible organization right now. And I'm actually going to do a video on this too eventually, but I will say this. They don't feel like the Yankees to me anymore. They don't feel like the Yankees to me anymore, but that's a different story for another time. But I know you and Jeremy are Mets fans, correct? Jeremy, you're a Mets fan? Not taking shots at
No, unfortunately, I'm a Mets fan.
You know,
Don't
I
say
don't know.
unfortunately.
I don't know. I might follow Edwin Diaz. I'm not gonna lie.
Look, I know a lot of Yankee fans hate the Mets. I don't. I grew up watching New York sports, so trust me, I understand y'all pain. I had family members that were Mets fans. They died from health issues, though. But
I'm sorry for your loss, brother.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah, my uncle Sal, who grew up a Brooklyn Dodger fan, and my cousin Patricia, who passed away. I think she had she had heart problems. Yeah, but it's sad. My uncle Sal was a good man, though. And it's funny enough, he would refuse to watch the Yankees, even if they were losing 1,000,000-1. He wouldn't watch them.
Oh man,
that would be
Sal,
interesting.
it sounds like you might be Italian, Charles. Is that fair to say?
His real name was Salvador, but we always called him Sal. I come from a mostly Italian family. From mostly an Italian family, especially on my mother's side.
Meatballs.
My mother's side, my mother's 100% Sicilian. Of course, I love spaghetti.
Oh shit!
There was spaghetti. There was meatballs.
I love spaghetti and meatballs. Yes. Screw you, Matthew Smith. I know you hate spaghetti and meatballs. I know he didn't say anything in the chat today, but I just wanted to tell Matthew Smith because he said spaghetti sucks. I'm like, fuck you. I love that shit.
Yeah,
anyway,
Italian bread and you dip it into the sauce and you eat it.
Especially garlic bread, yummy.
Hey, good night, Yeti.
Have a good day, Yeti. I saw your video on Instagram. It was awesome. It was very cute. Him throwing the football to his son.
We got our fishes into bed. This was fun enough. Thanks, Dane.
Oscar the Grouch asked me, did I have to earn my... No, I was born. I was born Italian. I know the language.
If you had to say the term that just a simple gringo like myself would say, mozzarella, how would you say it, Charles?
Mozzarella. Mozzarella.
It's mozzarella.
Have you ever eaten? I'm not going to answer this question because it's sexual, but Scott Foster. But look, guys, it's been depressing being a Jets fan the last 10 to 15 years. I haven't felt happy being a Jets fan since the year they went back to the AFC title game. And I felt somewhat happy when they had a winning record in 2015, but that was short-lived, and we went back to shit. Listen, guys, all I'm going to say is we could be optimistic, we could be depressed, we can be angry all we want. The bottom line is this team, and I'm not trying to be negative Nancy, what have you, but I don't think we should be optimistic for any Jets seasons moving forward until shit actually changes for the better. That's the way I feel about it. That's the way I feel about it. Like, I don't think we should be like, I think at this point, we should wait for the results. Like, I mean, I'm saying we shouldn't support them. We shouldn't watch them necessarily. But we shouldn't be like, yo, I can't wait for this upcoming season, dog. Like, yo, let's fucking go. Like, no, I wouldn't be like, from now on, I'm not going to be like, yeah, another Jets season, yeah. And then we're like, well, back to the drawing board again, fellas. Like, that's what we've been doing the last 10 to 15 years. Like, when is this shit going to end?
We're going to suck next year.
I think we're going to suck next year and the year after that. I know it's nothing wrong with optimism, but sometimes you gotta wait. You gotta believe it when you see it. Am I single? Yes, I am single. Why is he asking? Yes, optimism is kind of a fantasy, but people say a lot of silly shit about me. I get that.
Charles, you know what I love? I love your ability to roll with the punches, man. Because what I see every time you call in here is I see the chat throwing you 9 curveballs, and you literally pick your shots and you say, "Boom, dinger," like a
Dinger.
steroid era Yankee.
He's hitting taters.
Well, I look, you know,
I respect it, is what I'm saying, man. I love
oh,
your
thank you. I
ability to roll
appreciate it.
with
And
the
I
punches.
respect, look, you guys became fans of your team for a reason because you saw something good in them. You saw something good in them, not because of a player, but because of the aura of a sense. Like sometimes, even though it's not visibly there, you can kind of sense it in your gut, feel it in your soul. That hey, I think like 2008, even though we choked under Favre that year, I felt something positively optimistic. I felt something good about that team. Like I felt something good about that team moving forward because of the players that we have, a lot of the coaches that we had. Like I still think one of the greatest. I think assistant coach should be considered for the Hall of Fame. And if I had my way, I'd vote for Mike Westhoff. He was a great special teams coach, one of the greatest, if not the greatest, special teams coach ever.
Yeah. Yeah,
I
that's
agree.
going to be
I mean, don't get me
agree.
wrong.
And
Chris Banjo has done a hell of a job this year. Give him a fucking raise. Give him a promotion.
But
Make him
guess
vice
what?
president.
Guess what? A guy who had his ear this summer by the name of Mike Westhoff, baby. He was in training camp, and then boom, all of a sudden, our special teams is gold. Can you give any of that credit to Westhoff, Charles?
Yeah, he's the guy. You know, Mike Westhoff. I mean, I know he's had some health issues. Hopefully, he's doing better now. But Mike Westhoff has been around a long time, and he's been a part of some really good teams on the special team side of things. And for him to pass off knowledge to Chris Banjo, our new special teams coach, that goes to show you that he likes the guy, number one, and he sees potential in the guy. So, to announce our first on the draft show, I don't know. Would you want me to?
I think I would, man. Hey, we have a draft show here. This will be the 3rd year in a row, man. I would love if you called in and announced the pick.
It depends. I guess this is your show. This is not my channel. I don't.
What if we all turned off Twitter? We turned off our TVs, and we just waited for you to call in and tell us who we got, Charles. What say you?
We're going to shut it off. You're just going to tell us, and then you're going to give us a
Yes.
review of the pick. I want a
Yes.
review.
Thoughts?
All right. Well, I know not everyone likes my reviews, but I try my best with my honest opinion. But
I love your reviews. I almost wanted you to be on my channel, the Brooklyn Brothers Food Review channel.
I hit the like and I comment
you
every
and your
single
brother
time.
review food. You and your
Yeah.
brother review food.
We do.
I forgot
do.
about that shit.
We
Dude,
do.
you got to be trading comment for comment up in here, man. Come on, engagement.
I'll see what I can do, but if you want me to, Dane, I'll be more than willing to do so.
I would
You'll be
love it.
here.
You just tell us who we picked. Tell us everything you think about them. Yeah, you know, what if you think it was a
I
good
gotta
pick or
watch some
not.
highlights. I gotta watch Dante Moore's highlights. I gotta watch this
Dude.
Fernando Mendoza. Fernando Mendoza, is I say his name correctly?
Yes, and not only that, when you do the
And Sonny
review,
Styles. I gotta watch him. I gotta watch. There's a lot of. I haven't. The last time I was fully into college football, this is a true story, was when Mohamed Sanu was on Rutgers. I love Mohamed Sanu.
wow.
I wanted the Jets to draft him back in 2012, but who they took? That bum motherfucker and Stephen Hill. And how well that shit turned out.
Honestly, Charles, I think you should not only announce the pick, I think we should give you the floor for like 30 minutes so you could share your hopes and dreams with all of the chat.
I would love to do that, and I'd be more than willing to do that for you guys to help you increase the potential viewing of my channel and your guys' channel as well.
Yeah, do collaborative effort, Charles, and then they won't be pestering us to show emotion. Come on.
You do show
win-win.
emotion. They just do. The people in the chat just sucked at seeing it. Yes, I know Jesus Jerry, he did, but was he really good? I mean, was he really good, Stephen Hill? He was good.
All right, Charles. Charles, let me ask you one or two questions while we get you out. We got 7 minutes left, brother. And dude,
What are the
appreciate you
questions,
calling
amigo?
in.
What are the
I feel
questions,
bad
amigo?
I feel bad I made you wait this long, man. But
Don't worry about it. It's your show.
my man, I love you, brother. For real talk. Because again, your adaptability and your poise. I saw your video the other day about boundaries, and let me be serious
Oh,
when I hold on. Let me be serious when I say that anyone who supports Charles Gorman, watch one video on his entire channel. Watch that one, man. The boundaries one. That to
I
me
deleted
was
it though
touch.
because Gator thought it was a bad look for me, and I kind of thought about it. But
I don't know, man.
I had
It
to
was
make that
it was an
video
honest
because
look. It was an honest look.
thank you, I understand. But what's the question you want to ask me? Or the question?
Yeah. It's not related to that. I just wanted to plug you there for a minute. But thoughts on the Colts, the direction of their franchise moving forward.
Well, I know they lost. I forgot her name. The daughter lost her father. He was a good man. He was extremely charitable. Was very involved with the city. But honestly, look, man. I mean, they. I know they've been. I know I somewhat carried the curse with them, somewhat, so would speak. But we shall see. I think the 49ers should win this one. I don't think the Colts are going to make the playoffs, and I don't think Shane Steichen is going to maintain his job. But they do have some good players. Obviously, Tyler Warren, Jonathan Taylor, Quentin Nelson, who I think may be the best guard in football. I was going to say I'd say prior to him, the best guard in football these past several years was the guy in the Cowboys, Zach Martin, who my dad wanted the Jets to draft back in 2014. But what else is new? What else is there? And Brock Purdy's still playing, right? It's not Mac Jones starting. Brock Purdy's still playing.
Brock Purdy,
The 49ers are right now playing very well, but we shall see, man. We shall see. The Jaguars, they destroyed the Broncos today. I was watching the game at Buffalo Wild Wings, and I was talking to a Bronco fan. Nice guy decided to wear a Tebow jersey to bring some magic, and this team ended up getting their ass kicked. So it's funny. The last time I saw someone wear a Tebow jersey, I was in high school, and a kid was a Seahawks fan, but he loved Tim Tebow.
Yeah, man. Tebow. Hey,
a lot of people like them.
Dude,
he's a good guy.
Top,
a good
top
person.
10 quarterback for us the last decade or two. Charles, you know what? Chaos, do you have a final question for Charles that you can pull out of thin air, brother?
Charles, I'd like to ask you, who invented liquid soap and why?
That's a great question. I know liquid soap is good.
Charles, hopefully the answer will dawn on you.
I don't know. Seriously, I swear to God. I'm a dumbass, I know. I know so many other things, but I don't know that shit. I know. What an intelligent guy I am, I know.
Yeah, I'm sure tonight it'll dawn on you, bro, and it'll be a joy. Maybe even Ajax, who knows?
But who invented liquid soap?
And why? Why?
Why? So we can wash our hands better instead of always constantly sharing the same bar so we don't drop the soap.
Okay.
That's a good question from Boomtown.
Yeah. Okay.
Charles, would you compare your temporary fandom to the time when Peter Parker was seduced by the Venom symbiote, but like him, you farted and returned to the good side?
Very good question.
Best.
Well, depends. Well, if you want to go by that logic, yes. But actually, it's not a bad question. But yeah.
Would you compare it that way? Comparable take.
I think it's a comparable take.
It's
Yeah.
the best question I've ever read.
The
best.
Canadian
Except
comes in.
we're talking about the one though from Spider-Man 3 where he got an emo hairstyle and does some evil dance moves. No. And we're talking about the one from the 90s cartoon, then yes, I would say yes.
On the money. Boomtown, he knows two things. He knows being a excellent historian, but he also knows how to make a terrific comp. He did again, apparently. Charles Gorman, 5188 on YouTube. Good night, brother.
You too, man. God bless.
God bless. Happy holidays.
We love you, bro. We love you.
Yes, sir. Mozzarella.
Mozzarella. My friend my friend had a fresh mutz route. He owned a route in New York. He would go to the delis and stuff, and like he represented a fresh mutz company. So when you go to his house for a party or whatever, there was lots of fresh mutz.
Dude, I don't think I've had real fresh mutz. I don't think I'm saying that right, but I'm trying. Like I said, I'm just a simple gringo over here.
Oh, we got a restaurant even in Sacramento that it's a New York restaurant that opened up one in Sacramento because the daughter had ties to Sacramento through her husband, and they got a dish, an appetizer. It's like freaking the Balaga, whatever cheese, it's like it's freaking when you cut it, milk is dripping out, like it's just amazing. It's amazing.
I don't know. I've seen. I don't know though. Like, and I'm a huge cheese guy.
The Balaga? What is it called? Burrata. My wife is 5 feet away, cracking up, laughing, going, "What did you call it?"
Hopefully she enjoys the second half of this show. The first half, I feel like they were trying to rile you up, dude. But we had JetsChaos calling, brother.
They're trying to rile me up. Isn't that funny?
They were. Dude,
people like to try to rile me up.
Jared. They do.
I'm gonna rile him up.
It's in the name. They said it's JetsChaos. I mean,
my chaos was really named by Frankie from Flatbush, and it wasn't anger. Like it was based on my crazy wild takes, but I was excited, and before I was brought back to reality, and I thought that things were turning around for us after the Jamal Adams trade, and I thought. I was drunk and I said that Zach Wilson was going to throw 45 touchdowns.
They get that confused with Jets loose cannon. I think that's what they want to see, brother, and I don't. So I appreciate your takes tonight, man. Let's get to the final super chat. There might be one or two others, but let's get you out of here, man. $4.99 chiming in late in the game. Joe the Jet G, appreciate you, brother. $5. Mendoza is becoming more of a reality if you like it or not. I know your take on this, but 30 seconds worth. Thoughts on that?
I would love it if we end up with Mendoza, as long as we don't trade away a million picks. But when I say that I would love it if we ended up with Mendoza, that doesn't mean I'm confident. It doesn't mean I'm sitting there saying, we got our quarterback, he's a star. I'll never say that again. I'll say we got the guy I think has the best chance of becoming a star, and I'll be very hopeful and excited, but very nervous, because if we take him and he's a bust and he's not the guy, I mean, what does that mean? Another 3 to 5 years of sucking?
Dude, if you get the village idiot, like the best clay in the world, how good is that vase gonna look, Jeremy? Not good, right?
It's true.
You gotta have a little bit of balance, and hey, we got to see if we have village idiots or if we have like I don't know, a sculptor, but let's just say like I don't know, insert sculptor here. Let's see. Well, we got to find that out. I would like to wait simply because I don't know if we have the right artist. But then again, like waiting may not help either. So time will tell. You know what? Let me switch this around. There we go. Now I can perfectly say he's Jeremy Chaos in the zone. Check out Brooklyn Brothers Food Review I threw it in the chat earlier. Check that out on YouTube, guys. You're already here, so you know me. You've seen probably plenty of me lately. He's Jeremy. That's the important thing. JetsChaos on YouTube.
Yeah.
Brooklyn Brothers Food
Yo,
Review.
yo.
Charles Gorman 5188 on YouTube. Jake Asman on YouTube. Murph has an OnlyFans. Check that out. All right. Anything else, Jeremy, that I missed?
Murph has an OnlyFans.
You caught that? I thought I was just gonna slip that in there, man.
Johnny Boy's getting his wife pregnant right now. I mean, we got all kinds of things going on with our chat.
Dude, appreciate them because there's still 30 here, man. We gotta go, but there's 30 still here.
Wow.
Dude, appreciate you joining us from the mountains. Usually, if someone's joining us from the mountains, it's Scott Foster. So, like, we might have to at some point compare these elevations, man.
Why? Yeah, man. I'm just I'm out in Jackson. We're going to Jackson. And yeah, I'm out in Jackson. We're gonna feed the horses tomorrow morning.
Hey, dude, that sounds great, actually. I aspire to feed horses. All right, man. Appreciate you. It's been a long day for both of us.
It has.
It has. We will catch you guys next week after a divisional clash between the Jets and the Patriots we all saw play tonight, folks.
I can't wait.
Yes.
I can't wait to see what they have in store for us next week.
Can't wait, man. Victory Sunday night, right? We're gonna.
I'm sure we'll do just fine against the Patriots.
I'm sure. Did they clinch the 1 seed? That's all I hope.
No. I don't want we don't want them to clinch the 1 seed yet. We want them to still they need to still want to win.
Unless we don't think Mendoza is the guy, and they'll get let's not even. All right, man. That's a whole.
You know what? Even if they don't need to win, it doesn't matter if they want to win or not.
Look at that comment on the way out, Scott.
Jackson's my old stomping ground. Well, I'm out in Jackson. We're going to let it all hang out. We're going to this famous butcher. There's a butcher out here. It's great. They get the cows and whatever, and they butcher them, and then there's no middleman. They just wrap it up, shrink wrap, and it's like, it's great. So the meat is just the best.
Oh man,
it's really, really, really special. So yeah,
dude, we got a cow like a month or two ago from some 4-H kids, and still eating gloriously months later, man. Great. That's the best way to buy meat, is just buy the whole cow.
Well, I have a friend who bought half, and he bought a special freezer in his basement, and that's because he has hundreds of pounds of meat. Yeah. But you got to have a lot of money to lay down. I think he paid about $2,500 or $2,600, but it was a great deal though, because it was like a corn-fed. It was a corn-fed cow. Yeah. But this is, I think that's what this place is, except they just sell it to people. Like they get the cows, they butcher them, and they just sell it to you, like, but fresh and everything. Like, because we're out in the, like, they're very known. People come from like 100 square miles to this place, and they'll pick up like $1,000 worth of meat at a time.
Yeah. Hey, if you have a bunch of people going in on it, or they sell it like that sounds straight from the field to your freezer. Pretty nice, man. Hey, enjoy it again. Enjoy tomorrow. Jet fans, spike the like button. Still over 20 in here. Have a good night, guys. Have a good weekend. He's Chaos. I am Dano.
Danger.
Stranger danger. Danger Will Robinson. See ya.
I'm convinced we're the most cursed team in professional sports.
You guys are bad.
You know, I've been saying this hot take for a long time, and I'm sticking to it. My hot take is that Will McDonald's going to hit 15 sacks.
No member of the New York Jets' Week 1 offensive line will miss a game all year.
Ladies and gentlemen, it's time! So get ready to rumble!